Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. Honey, and this is my review for the Housewives of Atlanta season 14. I'm like, what season is this? Season 14, episode, I don't know. It's part 3 of the reunion, okay? I feel like this has just been a long but short season. I don't know if it's because I felt like it should have ended a long time ago. Like, we did not need a 3-part reunion. Okay? It wasn't needed, in my opinion. A lot of stuff that was discussed was pointless. And I almost feel like not enough attention was put into the fact that Marlo was a raging lunatic this whole season. So, I mean, I only really like a 3-part reunion when we actually get into the mess that happened this season and not allow Marlo to get away with saying, oh, I didn't mean that. I was just talking. Like, Marlo went to media training for this reunion, and it just aggravated me, okay? But y'all know, first things first, if you have not done so already, please make sure to subscribe to our channel. So come on, JayBird, dun, and dun. Okay, all right, that's the thing to do. Do not forget to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, also on Twitter. Y'all know to like the video. Okay, hit the like button, to comment in the comment section because it is a conversation. Also, to share the video, share it on your social media by hitting the share button, okay? And share me with whoever, okay? But let's move on to why we are August. I'll pop on screen. Hi, okay. Hello to all the people, okay, to all the people. I did not feel like putting lipstick on so y'all get barefaced Jaylee today, okay? But let's move on. Let's say hi to the people. Let's say hi to some of the people, okay, that are here. Thank you to those who are watching this live, but also to those who will watch the read of the play, okay? That, always is a great thing to watch our replay. But hi to everyone. Hello. Hey, Ma. That is my mama and stuff. How y'all doing today? It is Sunday. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Okay, we're going to have a great week. The season email could have been an email. It could have been an email. Okay, it could have been it really could have been an email. Nope, they went 3 whole weeks. 3 whole weeks wasted. Okay, I was like, Marlo should have got trained before the season. Marlo was a mess this whole season because she was saying things just to be messy. And she felt like, oh, I have to be messy because the show kind of survives and thrives sometimes when we have mess up, whatever. So that's the thing to do. I was like, it wasn't the thing to do. It wasn't the thing to do. Okay. How come the same producers who produced the Potomac be behind Alexa? I feel like even if the same producers, well, for one, we have not seen the current season of Potomac. For two, Potomac is only on season 6 or 7? Housewives is in season 14. You know what I'm saying? And not only is it in season 14, Candy and Kenya been here for a minute. Sheree who's back, but Sheree never has anything going on. So I feel like you can't really compare a new-ish show, because Potomac is still new-ish, to a show that's been on for 14 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Housewives of Atlanta's issue is they need fresh blood. Like, I feel like they don't want to bring anybody new in, because the time they brought in somebody new, it didn't work. But they brought in new people before that was beefing with the OG. Like, people were beefing with Nene. Kenya at that point in time was a goddamn terror. So I feel like they're not knowing you need to bring in new blood. They brought in Sanya, but she's a goddamn follower. They gave Marlo a Pete. She's a goddamn nuisance. We have Drew, who's in season 2, and I like Drew. I think Drew was just caught up in trying to figure out how to be on the show. I think this season Drew did amazingly well, so I know she'll be back next season. Candy and Kenya are vets. They know how to do these things. And then Sheree is just boring. I really feel they need to get rid of Sheree. They could get rid of Sheree. Get rid of Marlo. Bring in 2 new people to possibly continue the season on with them 2 new people, Sanya and Drew. They need to start walking Kenya and Candy off, and then bring in one, like, drop off Candy, bring in one more person. Drop off Kenya. That's what has to happen. This show ain't gonna last into season 15, 16, 17 with this same dynamic, because we've already seen everything there is to see with Candy, and damn show for show Sheree. Sheree do not need to be back at all. The only reason they would keep Candy is Candy had just been here forever. We know Candy gonna be on next season. That's fine. But they have to want to shake things up. It's season 14. They're going into season 15. Not many of the other shows are at that place in the seasons. And I don't watch Jersey. I don't watch OC. But I know for those shows, most of the OGs are not still there. It's more newer people. You know what I'm saying? And the issue with Housewives of Atlanta is they never allow anybody who they brought in new to stay past one season. That's stupid. Kim Fields did one season. Claudia Jordan did one season. Demetria McKinney did one season. You know what I'm saying? They brought in Monietta. Let's hope they may bring in Mon. You know what I'm saying? They let Shamari do one season. Was it Shamari? Yes, I think Shamari only one season. They brought in newbies and never gave them a second chance. That's the downfall. So hopefully producers realize, bring back some people who only did one season. Let them come back on. But I know Eva ain't gonna come back, because Eva around here doing other things. Okay, Eva has used it for what it was supposed to be for, was to get continuous jobs. Candy don't need it either, truthfully. But for this comment, because I went on a little rant, Potomac is still new. 7 seasons in right now is really nothing. And folks didn't really much watch the first season. So truthfully, they got 6 solid seasons. The season of the fight between Candace and Monique was a mess. The season after that was a mess. So we'll see how this new season goes and if they this is boring. Okay? But my thoughts. I just went off, not went off, but I was going a little tirade. I was so mad at Drew for not reading She by Shrek. I think Drew also knows she don't have to read She by Sheree. She by Sheree reads herself. The same way that Garcelle said to Erica, I don't have to do anything to make you look bad. You make yourself look bad. Nobody really has to read Sheree. It's just Sheree. The fact that we're just not talking about her fashion line after 14 years, that's a read within itself. Okay, drop it with Drew she may have been the face of something, but more folks also know about Drop It with Drew than they know about She by Sheree. So Sheree is a reading of herself. It doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna read herself. I hate the 3-part reunions and 2, and it's not enough worthy. The 3-part reunion is fine. The issue I have with 3-part reunions is that they'll do them and not really dive deep into the reasons it should be 3 parts. The stuff that Marlo said about everyone, i.e. Candy, Kenya, and a little bit of Drew, that could have been one full episode, but really dive deep into what she said, how they felt, and all of that. But they were skipping over stuff. I'm like, it was some stuff I didn't care about. But they need me. Look, they need to hire me. Okay. They need to hire me. They stretched this reunion out like they needed money. It was a snooze fest. Do y'all think Marlo lies about her age? I don't even care. I can't even give Marlo my energy too much all the time because she's a bitch. No tea, no shade. But I don't care how old Marlo is. Even if Marlo was only 40, Marlo too old to act how she act. Period. You know what I'm saying? Each cast have different personalities, and most of the cast been there for a whole while. Okay. I think producers don't know which new people to book. They make crazy choices like Toya forever. Kim would have been fine if she wasn't so close off to the show. Sanya was fine. She just did not want to be a part of how they tried to railroad her and include her into the mess between Portia, her, and Bolo. Sanya was like, I'm not going to allow y'all to mess up my happy home. No, ma'am, I'm going to leave. Latoya Forever came in too hot. So I don't even think that's producers' fault. That's people not knowing how to be on the show. I know Kim Fields at one point said that her plan was to always just do one season. But I feel like had she not had such a crazy first season, she may have came back for a second season. I feel like if Sanya wasn't so protective of Portia and Portia banging Bolo allegedly, that she could have stayed on after Portia was gone. But because she just went and left the show and was like, no, thank you, she's off doing whatever else. Latoya would have been okay had she not came in like a bull in a china shop, just trying to wreak havoc for it. Latoya Forever did the exact same thing Marlo doing, except Marlo had been around long enough to where they kept her. Because Marlo will be back next season. Latoya came on as a friend of and caused too much bullshit between her and Drew, who was a peach holder. So it was no reason to have her back. Marlo came and wreaked havoc after being a 14-year friend of the show. And then, they're going to bring her back because ain't nothing else to do. But, that's what it was. But I done went all off into conversation. Okay. But yeah, this reunion to me, I have a few notes. And that's it. So we're not gonna be here long, and we already been on here for about 13 minutes. But again, we're gonna leave that be. I do not want Kiki Wyatt on the show. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, thank you. Not today. Not ever. Kiki can have her own show, but certain people are not an ensemble cast person. Kiki was already on R&B Divas. No. Also, Kiki have too many. This is no tea, no shade. Kiki has too many children for her to be out here fool la la and having fun and running around on trips and stuff with the ladies. She has 18 kids at home that she has to raise, even a new baby. And I don't think she has the money or the infrastructure to really be a housewife how we want the housewives to be. It's the one thing to have one or two. Even you can have 4, 5 kids, whatever. But to me, Keke Wyatt having 19,855 kids, not now. And a lot of her kids are young. Like Candy has Ace and Blaze, 2 young babies. Cool. But she'll have another 18 at home. You know what I'm saying? Keke Wyatt is not a housewife of any city or state person. Now, should she have her own show to show her own dynamic with all children? That's fine, but not here. No, ma'am. I would say no every time. I wouldn't mind Selena Johnson. I would not. She seems to be mature enough. She does not have that much going on at home as far as having kids that she needs to be tending to. Because I feel like when you have, no shade to Keke Wyatt, but I really feel like she has like 6 young kids at home. Like Kim old white ass don't need to be back on the show. Let her be at home raising them goddamn babies. No, well, Kim shouldn't be back. We don't like Kim. But again, for Keke Wyatt, she has too much of her home life that needs to be tended to for her to be able to be hanging out with the ladies. Okay. But yeah, I would not mind Selena. I think that could work out. But it's like no. It's like no. I'm going to be honest, the show hasn't been good since season 9. I hate Phaedra, but baby, no. Y'all have to stop wanting old people to come back. That's why the fuck we got Sheree ass back. They do not. The only people they should bring back is people who was on. They can bring Claudia Jordan back. They can bring Shamari back. We do not need Phaedra back. Phaedra ain't even connected to anybody on the show. No, y'all have people who keep saying bring Phaedra back. It's like the producers who keep bringing back the producers who put on Sheree and Marlo. No. Who said Rashida? Rashida. I'm not on pause. I'm just waiting for y'all to realize y'all is crazy. Now, Rashida, who was great friends with Candy, that's cool that she's a great friend of Candy. But no. Rashida is love and hip hop. That's what Rashida is. Now, that's her fault. Because if I was her, I would have been trying to get on with Candy. But let her be over there on the love and hip hops. I finally deleted love and hip hop stuff off my DVR. I mean, I deleted the record. Like my DVR won't even record that shit no more. Okay. So it's a no. But yeah, people have to start suggesting people to come back who either only did one season or who has not been on here. That's it. Okay. But let's get started because we see this is how boring the reunion was. We not even talking about the reunion. We talking about who can replace who on the show. Okay. Eva not gonna come back because Eva has her own show on BT Plus. Eva's doing movies. Eva ain't coming back. Eva did. Fuck it. This it's a free for all. We're gonna discuss the reunion. Yes, we're gonna have a couple conversations first. Okay. Eva did what Nene should have done. Eva was on the show, I think maybe 3 seasons till. I think easy she was pregnant. Nene. Eva was on the show for 3 seasons. And after leaving the show for her own reasons or being put off, I don't know. Eva literally went to Hollywood and was booking jobs. Now, don't get me wrong. Eva was booking gigs before because Eva had been acting and stuff before she got on Housewives. My point in saying Eva did what Nene should have done is when Eva was no longer on the show, Eva went and was trying to get work because she no longer had the platform of Housewives. She was also not on Dish Nation anymore. She had left that or whatever. And then she, was on her own. She got all the Queens men. She's in a new movie that's on BT Plus right now. So she's doing things. Okay. When Nene left or was pushed out of the Housewife franchise, She never went to do anything, in my opinion, to get herself out of their shadow. The first thing she did when she was put out of Housewife's house is try to claw her way back in. Had Nene just said, bravo, okay, bravo, bravo, and just went and worked and got jobs, I feel like she would not have been as blackballed, allegedly, as she was. I feel like had she not went headstrong, head first, at going at Bravo and all them folks over at Bravo and NBC, she could have worked her way into getting something else. But no, Nene focused on going at them people and at the detriment of her own career. That's on Nene. But Eva, in my opinion, left or was pushed out too, whatever, okay, and went on to do bigger and better. Even Cynthia, who chose not to become a friend of the show and went on and has been in movies and TV shows and all that stuff. You sometimes have to, when you are no longer welcome in whatever circle, Nene, because she wasn't, you should go and do your own thing. Go and do that. Go and do what you want to do. That's what Cynthia was like, okay, this is what y'all offer me. I don't want it. I'm leaving. Y'all don't want me in y'all circle the way that I already was. Okay, that's fine. I'm done. I'm going to go and focus on just me. Cynthia could have also, they was a dang shit offering me friend of. Dang shit. The same way Nene felt they wasn't shit for offering her less episodes. Nene chose to fight Bravo versus trying to win for herself. And, I just think, that wasn't what it was. And sometimes that's just not the thing to do. Selena and Claudia will be cute. I like Lisa Wu. I wouldn't mind them bringing Lisa Wu back. It would just have to make sense. I just feel like don't bring Lisa Wu back solely because she was on the first couple seasons. Bring her back they need to bring people on for a reason. And not when you bring people on for their name alone, it don't always work. So people, there are other people who live in Atlanta. Like they need to bring on somebody who we don't know from TV or music. Bring on some real folk who we do not know. That's the gotcha. Bring on folks who we do not know. Or folks we know a little bit about. Like we've heard their name here and there, but we don't know much about it. That's what should happen. But people want to bring on, and I mean producers trying to bring people on for their name alone is stupid. That's just me. Anyway, we're gonna let the producers do what they want to do. Cause no matter what we say, they're gonna do their own thing. So we shall see. On to this punk ass reunion, it would not be long, because it is what it is. So, the episode picks up with them talking to all the women or whatever, and we still have Drew and Sheree fussing basically about that damn assistant. Who said what, and who lied about who, and the Ralph's gay rumor, and the Drew, great. The Ralph is gay rumor, the Sheree don't pay rumor, and all these things, whatever. I was like, who cares? Who cares? Even how Sheree brought up, well, your chef DM Marlo and told Marlo that you don't pay your bills. I was like, why is a chef who worked for Drew DMing Marlo? This the thing that get me. People really be around here on some BS. At the end of the day, anytime people contact strangers who they don't know, who are on TV, to give them gossip and tea about somebody else on their show, they're looking to get on the show. They're not looking to get paid. They're fully looking to get some attention on that show, to get something on the show. And people run with it, and it's stupid. I was like, it's dumb. At the end of the day, Anthony was messy as fuck. He played both Sheree and Drew, and they up on this thing fussing about what he said to them both. That's the crazy part. Sheree feel like when Anthony was not my assistant, I don't owe him any money. But he said that to Drew. The same way Drew Anthony said to Sheree that Ralph was gay. Which isn't true. They say, you know what I'm saying? Which isn't true. So it's like, why are y'all fussing about what somebody else said? Well, y'all should know, they both know that boy a liar and he's messy. It's the same damn assistant man who was up there fussing and had them fussing on Basketball Wives seasons ago. Same fucking person. And for Sheree to say, well, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, I don't get mad when people have the story of me not paying my bills. You know what I'm saying, because I want people to have to come up with a new a new joke about me. I said, girl, pay your bills. You can't want somebody to come up with better things to joke about you about if you still not paying bills. I'm gonna say that, okay? Now we then had some fan questions or whatever. How did they said, how did nobody think that Drew being upset about Ralph being called gay was the thing? Like, anybody would get mad about someone coming at their husband. I said that's true. Okay. Because old girl not only was Fatoon, who was Sheree's friend, was the one who said the rumor about Ralph being gay. He was the one who said that. Fatoon said it out loud, not Sheree. Fatoon. So Fatoon to say that, for Fatoon to also bring up the fact that she did a background check on Drew and them, it was crazy. I was like, right. It was weird to me that nobody called Fatoon strange and the cloud chaser. Because why are you, as a friend of Sheree, speaking about Drew? Why are you, as a friend of Sheree, doing a background check on Drew and Ralph? What sense did that make? Had anybody did a background check on Kenya, on Candy, on Sheree, they would have been pissed. But no one thought it was weird that Fatoon did that. They all kind of, that is, who was these names? So Drew had, and I think people don't think about that. Drew had a right to be like, y'all on bullshit, because y'all would not have wanted anyone to do that to y'all, but y'all was kind of and y'all were kind of laughing about it being done to me. And I was like, because each of them, well, who are married, would protect their spouse. We know Candy don't play about Todd. So why are y'all surprised that Drew don't play about Ralph? Ralph may be a crazy asshole sometimes, but that's a husband. So it was weird to me that they just did not want to just say, Sheree, your friend on bullshit. Because your friend out here speaking about that lady husband through a connection to you. She then went and did a whole goddamn background check on them as a couple, brought the background check to y'all, and y'all played into it. Oh, who was these names? Who was these names? Who was these? And Drew said, look, first of all, the names listed were just different variations of Ralph's name. Senior, junior, two eyes. It was that stuff. She said even the one name that was a female name, she felt like it could have been, I think, Ralph's stepmom or whatever. But she was like, none of it was like him being a fake person. It's crazy that, you know what I'm saying, no one saw any bullshit in that, okay? And it was funny because they had that whole thing, okay? At the end of the day, the woman, you know what I'm saying, is on bullshit. But during the break, when Sheree and Drew are still like talking, like, you know, what Anthony said this and he said that. And when Drew said, Sheree, why do you pick and choose when you believe Anthony, when you do not? I'm telling you, he told me something which you don't believe, but you believe what he said to you. So that's kind of crazy. And Andy said, do y'all know that he is just messy? And he played both of y'all. He's the one causing the issues between y'all, but y'all up here fussing. I was like, I said that from the first time. I said he is the main denominator. But Sheree and Drew did not want to see that. I felt like Drew should have been cussed Anthony ass out. Ben did it because you see, but then they don't see this stuff until after the fact. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? Hindsight 2020. You know, we then had the men come out. Okay. The men came out, you know, it was only 3 men. Okay. So Todd, Ralph, and his name, and Ross. Okay. Now, where I had a photo. So the Ralph and Ross both had on their white suits. And when Todd said they my backup dancer, I said, not your backup dancers. Because Todd was in black. Okay, so he was in black, they were both in white, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. It was cute. Okay, it was cute. But we know, why didn't Sheree have Martell sitting behind her? Y'all think if Sheree try to have Martell, because y'all do know that Sheree, everybody here gonna be back next season. Now, in what variation we don't know. We don't know if Drew, not Drew. I feel like Candy, Kenya, and Drew will for sure get peaches. I feel like they'll probably give Sanya a peach. My question is, will Marlo and Sheree get peaches, or will they kind of be back on here as friends of? Because they keep saying they want to bring back Portia. I wouldn't mind Portia coming back. I wouldn't mind it. But I also feel like they're not going to give both Sheree and Marlo a peach next season if by chance Portia come back. If Portia come back, I feel like they'll probably give Sheree a peach and then Marlo may be put back down to friend of. That's just my opinion, but I don't know. But the men look good in their suits, is my point showing this. Okay, the men look good in their suits and whatever. So back to them right here. They get on some different, and again, I picked and choose what I want to discuss. The men come out, they get on Ross' feelings on Kenya calling him aggressive. Look, when Ross got up, don't fuck with my wife, I would not say I felt he was aggressive as if it was he was gonna do something or whatever, but I did feel like he should not have intervened at all. I feel like if he wanted to chill, if he wanted to kind of, you know what I'm saying, okay, calm it on down. I want to calm it on down. I feel like he could say, hey, babe, look, come on, let us go. Look, babe, come on. Take your wife away from that. That's my opinion, man. But he said for him, he said, I do understand, okay, her point. I got her point or whatever, but I still felt like it wasn't the right thing to say. I think he's right. I think we all felt like maybe aggressive wasn't the right word, but I fully got what Kenya meant by I got what she meant to say. Now Kenya also brought up how she wanted to make it clear that she did not think he was going to do something to them. Like she wasn't scared. She wasn't scared for her life, not at all. Okay. So again, that's fine, and they all fine now. They said, like, I think that they are. So on the plane ride back, they all had a conversation. Her, Sanya, and Ross, and they're fine. I think Kenya. I don't know. I think Kenya and Sanya are fine as well. So I think that was not a big issue. They get on Candy and Ty. So we see flashback to the season. When Marlo and Sheree was saying how Todd might be out there cheating on Candy, the vibrating panty situation, which no one seemed to be that upset with currently. You know what I'm saying? They even show how on Watch What Happens Live, Andy and Sanya, I believe it was, Andy was wearing the vibrating panties as a joke on the show, and Sanya had the buzzer. So again, nobody after the show really had an issue. It was like, girl, who cares? Okay. And they bring up Marlo, who said that she believes, no, because we see Marlo and Marlo and Sheree speaking on how they felt like Todd may be cheating on Candy. Marlo asked and say, well, I feel like all men cheat. I think that, but it wasn't right of me to say, that I thought he was cheating on her, because I can't. But again, Marlo say shit for attention, and that's it. Okay, Ty, like, okay, she's sorry, because the whole thing, Marlo kept just saying sorry. When they would bring up anything she said, oh, I didn't really mean that. I was being, no. I don't think it's fair that for this whole reunion, nobody really went hard at Marlo, which she deserved. Now, Candy brought up on one of her interviews how because Marlo kept saying sorry, she felt like I couldn't really go at her, because then it's the thing about, well, you beating up on Marlo when she's out here saying, I'm sorry. And I was like, girl, I would have still cussed my ass out. I was upset that we did not get anybody fully checking Marlo how she needed to be checked. It really aggravated me. I like Todd's shady his shady dismissal of Marlo. The whole thing when she's like, "No, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, yeah, she's sorry. Okay," but it wasn't a thing like, okay, he wasn't giving her the pass she wanted. He was like, "She full of shit." And I don't care. Okay. Now they get on Sheree saying that, oh, the streets is talking about Todd cheating and blah, 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 blah. She'll say, oh, I was just piggybacking off what Marlo said. I was like, oh, really? Again, showing proof that all these ladies at one point or the other is on some bullshit. Fully on some bullshit. Because we see you say stuff on the show and you then bring it up how, I was just playing. Oh, I didn't mean that. I was piggybacking off what Marlo said. She said, I've never actually heard any rumors about Todd. Girl, then fuck you. Because why would you on a show say something that you know is not true? It's stupid. Okay, we see the Todd has remodeled a condo in Jersey, and how because they have the play going on called I think it's called the Piano Man or Piano Lessons or whatever with Samuel L. Jackson and whoever else. I know Denzel Washington's son, I think it's John Washington. No, John David Washington. What? Denzel Washington's son. Okay, it's ended up whatever. So they say when that is going on in October around Bravo Fest as well, they will be staying at the condo. I'm like, okay, Candy. Nah, y'all at the condo. So, Candy on why she was against Ty remarrying or whatever if she died. Now, people was like, Candy, how you gonna want that man to not move on and not remarry? And Candy explained that the reason she felt that way was because in her family, when her great grandmother passed away, her great grandfather got remarried, but then he ended up dying, and the new wife was then in control of everything. And so for that reason, it's like, I don't want nobody, marrying Todd getting my goddamn money based on what happened with my great grandmama and great granddaddy. I said, I get it. But I was like, girl, I just want you to know if you pass away, God will be a Todd is going to remarry. Maybe not immediately, but it's going to happen. Okay. Ross was aggressive in his stance and tone of voice. I think they did not want to admonish Ross in the public eye, and that's why it's up to me. See, I agree, Rita. I fully agree with that. I fully agree. That's exactly what I felt happened. Now, they get on Drew and Ralph. Now, we've seen Drew and Ralph a certain way all these, these past 2 seasons. I don't know. I don't live with Ralph and Drew. I don't. Whew, I was thirsty. So I can't say what Ralph do in private. What I can say is what Ralph said today, I think was commendable. Ralph said, you know what I'm saying? He says, I have to respect my wife and her decisions. Watching the season back, seeing how I'm showing up in the world was a reality check, and that I love my wife and the love I have for her was not reflected, and he's sorry for that. I felt it was great for him to publicly acknowledge you may love her, you may really love this lady, but you don't show that in your actions. So I am appreciative that he see how he acting and he know he has to change. Now, again, we have to wait and see next season if he actually does. But I like the fact that he addressed and acknowledged that he see how he's been moving isn't conducive to how he really feel about Drew, and which is embarrassing to her. So he's like, I know I have to, you know what I'm saying, to start being better. That was cute. So a fair question to Kenya was if she wished her friends had stood up to Mark the way she stood up for Drew when she coming at Ralph. And she gave an answer. I was like, girl, that's smart. She said, well, I feel like, it's hard for people. You should not. She said, I wish if somebody did, it would be like privately come to me what you see. However, she admitted Interjecting into an argument is not wise because it can be tricky. Meaning, no, I don't wish somebody did to me what I did to Drew and Ralph. Now I wish she would have apologized. Well, she already did in the season. But I'm happy she worded it in a way that to me meant, yeah, I fucked up. Yeah, I fucked up. I should not have done that because if it was me, I would not have wanted anyone to go at Mark, but come to me privately and let's have that conversation about what you think is true. And I'm like, that's true. Now, a fan question on why people went so hard on Drew, including Kenya and Candy, cracking jokes about her. Now, both Candy and Kenya felt like we didn't throw no shade at Drew. And Drew said, well, no, I think and I did feel like everybody went hard on me about dropping with Drew. And let me make something clear about dropping with Drew. Okay? It's nobody's responsibility to tell you how they created something that you are not a part of. I feel like when Drew said, this is business I have, it's called Dropping with Drew, it's about, losing weight, blah, 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 blah. She did not owe anybody a breakdown on how that came to be. I'm going to say that once. Now, her point was nobody understood or even tried to support me in my in that endeavor. How, I had just had kids, I had some health issues or whatever, I was struggling, and how Dropping with Drew was about health and wellness for women who are struggling with weight loss. And I do agree as a plus size woman that people sometimes feel like, oh, if you don't look in shape, if you don't look like you work out, how dare you try to have a weight loss business? As if people who don't look like Candy, who don't look like Kenya, who don't look like Sheree, who don't look like Sanya could possibly want to have some kind of weight loss business. I also feel like nobody asked Candy how she created her business stuff. No one asked Kenya what the steps was to create Kenya More Hair Care. But they felt the need to consistently critique Drew because of how she looked, because of the fact that she had surgery, and because of the fact that she wasn't smaller and more in shape. So how can somebody who's not in shape in their mind have a health exercise business? And that was Drew's point. The crazy part about it was when she explained how I felt none of y'all supported me in it. I felt like y'all judged me about it. No one thought about stuff I had been through. It was all about, well, who owns it? Like y'all was trying to be my business. When Kenny and kind of Kenya brought up how no one understood it because Drew talked about it as if it was her idea, not like she was the face of it. And I felt like it should not matter if she's the face of it. It should not matter if she did not come up with it. If she's involved in it, if her name's on it, and it's legit, why do y'all care about the semantics of it? Like, that was crazy to me. And I think that is also why some people don't like working out with other motherfucking people, because people are very judgmental. Could you imagine if somebody who was my size went to Drop with Drew when they recorded that episode, whatever, and they up there laughing about Drew who couldn't do some stuff? A lot of people have a hard time exercising. So the fact that once she explained it, the fact that none of them, said, what, you're right. We didn't fully support you, even if we, because my thing is nobody's privy to how I come up with my shit. Until somebody sue me for stealing their idea, until someone say Drop It with Drew was not Drew stuff, it was the fact that Drew partnered with somebody to make the business bigger is what a lot of people do. Sheree partnered with Sheen to sell them clothes. So, I was like, it just aggravated me that, nobody realized that what Drew was saying was actually actually true. And I'm not saying any shit about Drew with anything else she had going on. I mean, with dropping with Drew, they were all very, the reason that Sanya was so upset was because she felt like Drew wasn't being honest about the details of her business. But bitch, why does she owe you that? So it's weird to me that nobody just acknowledged that what Drew said, actually, made sense. So, whatever. Drew has lied so much, I don't blame him. I don't think, here, I'm going to move on for that. I prefer to exercise with people, a person who is not completely fit. They have a fitness journey as well as relatable. True, because true. I'm going to say very, 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 very true. Who wanted Richard Simmons' body? Nobody. That didn't stop him from making incur. I'm not. I am not. Right. Richard Simmons lost a lot of weight. I don't think Drew's niche should have been Mommy and Me, because people who haven't had kids also want to drop weight. Losing weight should not. I don't think her niche should have been Mommy and Me stuff, because I don't think her stuff was about parenting and her being a mom. I think it was about her body and her wanting to, lose weight. So I think, what I'm saying? I think sometimes people don't understand. Drew's niche was regular people bodies like hers who needed to drop the weight. That was her niche. But I feel like nobody paid attention to that because they were so focused on, is she lying? Could you be lying? So she probably lying. Nobody thought that she could just be out here, wanting to lose weight. And now people always say, you do not want to work with or learn things from people who you do not feel a connection to. I would never want to go work out with Sheree, ever, because she can't see my plight. I would not want to work out with Sanya because she can't see my plight. I would work out with Drew because Drew has had to work at getting her body in shape, even with her surgery. Because Drew had surgery and then still had to work out. But I'm going to say people have to realize that nobody in life, you don't owe your business plan to anybody, to nobody at all. And when Candy said how, they just felt like she didn't tell them she was the face of something, they felt like she would, they felt like she would make it seem as if she created something. And when Drew said, well, I didn't think I had to lay out my business plan stuff, I agree. I agree. I feel like nobody owed, I'm saying? There's a difference between telling somebody what your new plan is. Like, I plan to have a workout plan and this is how it goes, versus saying, oh, well, someone came to me and said they have a weight loss, whatever, and then you don't owe anyone that information. Because what does it matter? What do y'all know? Y'all knowing that she partnered with somebody, how does that make it any different? If her whole point was still about dropping weight. I'm just saying, what Kim K do? Let me see what Kim K do. That's like Kim K coming. I can't with y'all. Right, not Kim K. That's funny. That is hilarious, girl. But it's true. It's true. It's true. Now, I won't. Yeah, that is like Kim K. All right, or asking you, it's like what it is. It's like, oh, it is. But you have to want to be related to when you work out with somebody, because that's the key, because you both have a goal to do. And I think some folks don't, and I think that may be the reason why Sanya and Sheree were the hardest, well, also Marlo a little bit, on Drew's plan because to me, those two women, body forms, body shapes, have never had to go through what Drew went through because their body makeup is just different. You know? Just saying. Anyway, so they get on Ralph versus Sheree. Because, Sheree was saying shit about Ralph. Okay. You know, I won't say Sheree was saying stuff about Ralph. Sheree, Anthony, Fatum, all that stuff, and the rumor about Ralph. Ralph, at the end of the day, he felt like Sheree was the one carrying the Ralph is gay rumor around. Meaning somebody, Anthony, that you know, Anthony, told you and Fatum about it, and you then brought Fatum around, knowing she knew something. And even when Fatum said it, you did not want to kind of get her to stop being messy for you. You know what I'm saying? So I decided, that is what it is. He also brought up how he's like, I've been nothing but respectful to you, and I wish you could be respectful to me. I am a firm believer in on these shows. I don't understand when the housewives attack the husbands, because the husbands can't really retaliate or clap back that much or whatever. So when he said, like, I've been respectful to you, I wish you just could be that back to me, and that the issue was really between Drew and Sheree. So you should not have put me in it because that wasn't fair, because he can't defend himself in going at Sheree. So I fully got his point in saying, like, your issue was with my wife. You then put me in it and kept putting me in it and kept joking about it and kept throwing little digs at me or whatever. And I can't come back at y'all. I think at any, I don't want to look, any of these husbands, they all should be off limits. Now, if the men say something, now if well, she's single, because I can't even do Sheree versus Drew because Sheree is single. If Candy was beefing with Sanya and they beefing or whatever, if the men threw jazz at each other, that's one thing. But the women should not say something negative about the person's husband, because that husband can't respond. Because you talking shit about me, yes, my wife can respond for me, but you're speaking about me. Keep your shit to my wife. Leave me out of it, okay? He said he also brought up how it's a bullshit. Now Sheree trying to make it seem like, when I didn't say nothing. It was Anthony. I didn't say that. It was Fatum. That's why folks say that Sheree had them around there talking for her. Sheree brought Fatum around. No, Fatum knew that secret and would say something, because Fatum kept up the shit after the fact, okay? And Ralph said, look, at the end of the day, even if you did not say the rumor, you still after the fact was saying little cheap shot shit about me. They showed the thing when she brought up how, Drew must be throwing Ralph dildo at Fatum, the dog bone. Why would you say that she threw my dildo? Why would I have a dildo? Again, that you perpetuating the rumor of me being gay, meaning I had a dildo. Okay. That's what it was. Now, Sheree trying to play innocent, I don't get it. I fully still blame Anthony and the bullshit between Sheree and Drew, but I still feel like Sheree brought Fatum on to help carry that bone. Because how did Fatum know? If Anthony was not your assistant, how did Fatum know what he said unless you told her? Meaning you carried the rumor to somebody else, brought that person around, about it, brought up y'all then had the conversation about you, Drew, Anthony, whatever, and then Fatum did what brought up the rumor. So again, in my opinion, Ralph was right. Disrespect me, leave me out of it or whatever, and do not be trying to toss other comments at me, okay, about dildos or whatever, as if you're not trying to be messy. He also brought up how you were calling me gay as like a dig, as like, something that was supposed to be insult, which people do, which I don't get it when it comes to men, because they feel like calling a man gay is an insult. So I like that he even brought up how you did it to insult me as if being gay is a bad thing, but I'm not gay. Okay. Anyway, they get on Ralph in that book. I don't care. I feel like Ralph saying he wants to write a book about being a step parent. I do think that's a good idea. I do think people sometimes don't get what it means to be a step parent. I get that. So I don't have an issue with that. I mean, the whole fact of, Drew was like, well, he didn't tell me beforehand that he was writing a book, let alone that he was trying to get a book deal. I don't care. Ralph don't tell you bunch of shit. So I feel like for a point of contention to be, well, Ralph went and started writing the book, got a deal for the book, and then did not tell me about it until after the fact. I don't really care. Even them, when Ralph brought up how, well, first of all, the adoption stuff, me adopting Josiah, when he said, the only reasons, it's like 3 reasons that somebody can adopt somebody. I think he was talking about the legal reasons, because he said, well, 1 is if the person's dead. 2 is if the person is 100% not involved in the kid life, and he could not remember the third part. But I feel like the world watching the show fully understood why he did not adopt that boy. I feel like only Drew or her mama didn't get it, so I didn't get the point. I was like, I don't really care. But he brought up how the book is not specifically about Drew or her son. And I'm like, Frank, what do you mean her son? But I get it. I think his point is, I'm not writing a book about Drew and Josiah. He said, I'm writing a book about, what goes into being a step parent and what I went through or whatever. So could he have told her he was writing stuff? He could have. He could have at least told her before he went and got a book deal for it. Yes, because it was going to mention him. That part I agree with. But I don't think it's such a big deal. I feel like you can't bring each issue in your marriage to the show. Period. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me that they keep making it. Well, it's because Drew and Ralph keep talking about it. But again, I feel like it's whatever. But when Ty said that him, Ross, and Ty is gonna have a book tour for his book, I was like, what? And when Ty then said, yep, and the first stop is Tampa. I said, not Tampa. I just, I don't mind the book. And I think the book should not be that big of an issue because it's written. It's going to be published or whatever. So who cares? Okay. Candy and everybody come first. So I do feel like a lot of folks came for Candy this season. Mainly Marlo and Sheree. Marlo bring up how her saying Candy wasn't worldwide was a lie. I be saying stuff to say stuff, whatever. I'm saying, I know Candy does stuff for the community or whatever. I know that when I get mad, I just say dumb shit. Again, I don't like the fact that Marlo was doing and saying shit that she knew wasn't true. But she just said it and nobody was calling her out on being on bullshit. She would just say what she did, say, I'm sorry. And I'm like, nobody would say anything. Like nobody. I was aggravated. I feel like they placated it up as if Marlo's gonna catch it. And nothing. Like there's nothing. Sheree brought up as far as her calling Candy a bad friend, which we also know is bullshit. The fact that Sheree keep bringing up, well, we used to be real close. I feel like Sheree and Candy was close when Sheree was on the show. I feel like once Sheree was off the show, Sheree wasn't hanging out with much of nobody from the show. So her making it seem as if we were close before, yeah, because y'all was on the show before. And now you back and you want her to be kind of your best friend. It's like, no, it's not gonna happen, okay? But Sheree, she said, well, I'm not the best of friend either. But because we used to be so good, I don't get why Candy at time don't tell me stuff. Like I don't know why she didn't tell me about Drew bringing up the stuff that Anthony said. And King said, hold up. First of all, there are times that you also don't tell me shit. Like you didn't tell me about, girl. You did not tell me anything about when Kim told you that I wanted to eat Kim's cooch. I was like, girl, no. I did not. I did not believe that. Okay, at the all. But it's a thing about how they want something from her that they don't do with her at all. So they get on Todd, and Todd is talking about how, when Marlo said Candy dates beneath her tax bracket, Todd said everybody here is below Candy tax bracket, meaning you below her too. So what does it matter? Okay, that was funny. They get on Marlo going that Ralph, which caused the fight with Candy and Todd. So Ralph said for him, he did not understand why she came at him about his family dynamic. What does it matter? And Marlo's, explanation of, it triggered me because of my background. Marlo, I don't care. I don't care. I feel like, you need to just kind of shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Okay. Don't do it. Because you're stupid. Because I just felt like what you went through was not what Josiah was going through. So you still projected your bullshit onto a situation that wasn't even the same at all. I think he probably did want to adopt him, but if he weighed all things that came with it or not, he has the right. Why add more trauma to a kid's life by adopting him and then possibly abandon him? I don't think. I really feel like I feel two ways. People marry people with kids all the time, and rarely do the step parent adopt the kid. I think Ralph bringing up the idea of adopting Josiah while Josiah's birth father was in prison and wasn't in his life made sense. I think once the father got out of prison and said to him, I do not want to have you adopt my son, he said, okay, it's really what it was. I don't understand why people want to make it seem as if Ralph, who has been taking care of Josiah all this time, would then say, you know what, I don't want to have to be responsible for him if I leave his mama. I don't think they had anything to do with it. I think the conversation happened before Josiah's father got out of prison. And then after the fact, when Ralph was able to talk to him, Ralph changed his mind. I don't see anything wrong with that. If Ralph don't need to adopt Josiah to be a father in his life right now. But I don't want people to keep making it seem as if somebody who was actively in that little boy's life is already trying to abandon him based on legally adopting him when he's an active father in his life. So I don't want to put that on, and that's trauma within it. That's people saying, oh, he's going to abandon him. I don't understand that at all. But I'm gonna move on from that point. Back to Ralph said he did not get why Marlo was, speaking on his family, and putting her trauma on them. Marlo full of shit, and that's what it is. Marlo admits that she has to learn to stay out of married people's business. That she also know that she should not have on the side, that she should have stayed on fussing with Candy. But in that conversation, Marlo then says to Todd, I do want to know what you meant by I paid my way into the circle. What did that mean? And I said, girl, why you asked that question? Because Todd said, okay, I'm going to let you know. So as Todd is telling her and being shady, wait now, Todd. And they say, no. You asked them, let them answer. Meaning, don't ask me some shit that you're not ready for. Okay? Todd said, in your thirsty years, okay, back when you were very, very dehydrated and stuff. I said, now she was dehydrated. She's in water. He said, on that trip to Africa, you paid your own expenses. I was like, bitch. So that's what Todd meant. So what y'all do or may not know, Todd, who was in production, on these trips, the women aren't paying for stuff. The show was paying for stuff. The show will pay for who is actually on the show to do these trips. Okay. The production, the show pays for that. So when Todd said, Marlo, You paid all your own stuff to come there because you wanted to be on that trip. Meaning that's what I meant by you paid your way into the circle at that time. And as Todd is talking, Andy's like, yeah. I was like, oh, not Andy backing it up. And that's I paid my own way. They was like, yes, you paid your own way. I think they said production maybe paid like to them for a room, but she paid for everything else because the fact that she paid to get there, it's crazy. I think they already had enough space to get a room for her. That's like nothing. But you paid your airfare, all that stuff, because you wanted to come on the trip. And Andy was like, well, that was what we was. I was like, bitch, meaning you always paid your own way into things until you got here. Because even being a friend of, you're not getting paid that much money. They always say sometimes when you're on these shows in the beginning of the series or whatever, the cast spends more money on the show than they are paid because you're paying for if you're going somewhere, what you're wearing, because none of that stuff's paid for by production or the show. So Marlo for years was paying being on this show, which is his point, and you paid to be on the show. And Andy was like, well, well, and that pay. He's like, well, he's not lying. I was like, yes, again, period. That is what and even now, I feel like she's still paying her way. Well, even though she's a peach holder, she's still trying to pay for stuff and have things to show that she's a part of them, and she knows she don't feel like a part of the show. That's the crazy part. And the fact that she just doesn't want to admit, well, that's what it is. That's how it is. That's what it is. Okay. So that was what it was. Okay. Now they get on Marlo saying that Candy isn't worldwide. First of all, we all know Marlo saying that was about the bullshit. When Marlo tried to then say, well, because me and Candy run in different circles, y'all do run in different circles. But either way go, your circle, Marlo, ain't worldwide. Candy's is. You can't say that Candy's only known in Atlanta. You're a goddamn liar. Okay? And when Marlo then said how if we was going to go to Paris or London, there are doors that I can get in that Candy can't. And I was like, but it's like a musician and a plumber having a conversation about if we go to the Plumbers Association, you can't get in there, but I can. Candy, don't try to get into the same room that you are in. So you can't make it seem as if you are better than her. And the fact that each time she tried to compare it, no one agreed. Okay, if you first of all, you would still have to be paying your way to get into the fashion houses in Paris and France and all that. Okay, you have to pay for that. People will pay Candy to wear their clothes. That's the difference. You may be able to pay your way into the Fendi store because you're going to go in there and spend some money, but they will want to pay Candy to be seen in their clothes. It's the difference. It's the complete difference. And then she also said, well, Candy's more hip hop. So you know what I'm saying? I don't have the same pull that Candy has in hip hop. I was like, bitch, in hip hop, Candy has no pull that's in the culture of blackness. Period. So I'm like, she's really trying to go. I was like, bitch, where? Bitch, who? Bitch, how? No. And I'm not trying to negate the fact that Marlo may have connections in the fashion world because she may, because she's paid her way into it. That's the part that Marlo don't get. Candy has not paid her way into the room that she moves in. She's earned her way to be where she is. Marlo, in my opinion, has not earned her way. She's paid her way. It's the difference, okay? At the end of the day, it's the difference. You have to spend money to get into certain doors. Candy doesn't. Period. Okay. Candy also explained that at the end of the day, Marlo be on bullshit. Okay. Marlo be on bullshit. Marlo said some bullshit or whatever. And as far as her forgiving Marlo, that the only reason she did was because she was more mad about at the stuff that Marlo was about Todd. But once Todd was like, girl, I don't really care about Marlo, whatever. Todd wasn't holding on to the anger from Marlo. She said that's the only reason she, forgave Marlo, was because her husband wasn't mad. Because Todd didn't get a fuck. Tyler, girl, who cares? Who cares? We don't care. Okay, fuck her. Marlo then say how, well, I'm going to be better later. I'm going to show my actions how good I'll be, and blah, 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 blah. I don't believe Marlo. I don't. The reason I do not believe her is because Marlo had no reason to do what she did this season. You came to the reunion fully on, let me give y'all a sob story. Let me give y'all a sob story of my younger life. Let me say what I went through that made me such a hardened person. Let me admit how much I was lying this season, making up rumors, making up storylines, making up shit all the time. And let me come here and say, I'm sorry. I want y'all to forgive me. I promise I'll be better next time. And to me, the only person who gave Marlo what she deserved was Kenya. Kenya's facial expressions, her ignoringness of Marlo was what she deserved. If nobody was gonna cuss Marlo ass out, fully ignore her. Do not give her any moments. That was basically the end, because the men left and the women said how what they learned. I gave zero fucks. I do not care. Okay. Now, what I will say is they brought out at the end a cart of Marlo's clothes. Not Marlo. She by Sheree. The fact that this was a gotcha. They were saying how proud they were of Sheree, that she had the fashion show. They love the clothes of the line from the fashion show. And Sheree saying how, in the spring, summer, September, the clothes will be available online, which we now know were not. Not only were clothes that she had in the fashion show not online, the one that she did have online, she bought with Sheen by She. Okay. But the fact that the reunion, which was filmed, a couple months ago, the stuff she brought out. First of all, wire hangers, bitch. Wire hangers. Who? Wire hangers? Hats that I don't think are on the site. I don't recall her having these colorful ass hats on the site. That little bag is cute. But it's a basic black bag with her logo, the joggers sweatshirts, and then she gave Andy that damn his hoodie. So when we see Andy post after the finale aired, he posted his hoodie. She gave him that hoodie at the reunion. So my thing is, you always knew you would not have the clothes from the fashion show on your site because you did not even have the clothes from the fashion show at the reunion. I was like, girl, Sheen by Sheree, girl. I can't. I cannot. How do you not have the shit available on your website that you had on the show? What sense does that make? How? Who, what, when, where, how, and why didn't make any kind of sense that you could not even have the clothes on the reunion from the show? I was like, Sheree ain't shit. And I mean Sheree ain't shit in the best way. I mean Sheree ain't shit in the best way. I feel like Sheree tried. She tried, but she failed. Only in failing because she never gave us the clothes we wanted. Never. And I just can't forgive her Okay, I can't forgive her for never having what she promised anybody. That little bag she had at the reunion up there, that bag is not on her website. Okay, them hats at the reunion is not on her website. Okay, the stuff she girl. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. She didn't have what she was supposed to have at the website. Look at Martell pushing out the not not look at Martell. Not look at Martell. Well, that's a white man, so that's not Martell. But still, if that would have been Martell, I would have been cracking up. No more wire hangers ever. You know? And I feel like who uses wire hangers? Right. No yoga mat. The hat is just there, not just not in that color. But that's the thing. The hat that it's a different hat. These hats look different than the ones on her website. The material to me look different. The material to me look different. Um, I think she may have also changed her design. I'm not sure, but I do know she full of shit. She got those she got those hangers from Shein too. She probably did. She probably did. But again, that's on her. That's on her. Who that white man? Probably the designer. Probably. Um, Let me see. Let me go to her website. Let me go to her website to see what she got. Probably nothing. Okay. Y'all know tomorrow I'll be live at 8 o'clock for a not food Friday, but for some gossip chat tomorrow, Monday morning. Girl, no, Monday night at 9 p.m. So do not forget to come back around tomorrow. Oh, so on her website, out of stock. Select back order to I don't think nothing out of stock. I don't. I don't. Let me take this down. I don't. I don't feel like nothing is really out of stock. But she say it is. She say, oh, it's new stuff? Let's see what she has new to shop for. Probably nothing. Yeah, so she don't have so it's not she has tumblers, but not water bottles. Is her hoodies out of stock? Nope. So what's out of stock? She trying to trick y'all. She wants y'all to think that stuff is out of stock, but it ain't. Is the tea out of stock? Let's see. This product comes in 2 options. You may choose to have the order personally signed by Sheree, or select without signature for a reduced price. Okay, we know without things to $8 whatever dollars. Is it sold out? Oh no, everything is all in stock. So there ain't nothing out of stock. Sheree be lying. Sheree still lying, y'all. She's still fibbing. Sheree, a damn lie. She wants me to damn lie. If she wants me to believe a $250, it's not. This is the thing. So, okay, for the folks who's in the room, has anybody ordered anything from her website? I mean, have you ordered a shirt, a keychain, the little bubble stickers, a baby onesie, the notebook, the phone case? Because I don't know of anyone who has actually ordered something from her. She gets her the ski mask, a ski mask. Has anybody ordered? I haven't seen anybody post a receipt, a confirmation order email. I have not seen anybody post anything that they have. Nope. I guess she would be if there's one in each size. That's true. If you sell one and only had one, it's out of stock. Okay. Oh, you order a sticker? Order a sticker. It still has not come. Girl, get your money back. This is a whole thing with check. No, no. Right? Has anyone received anything? I have not seen any reviews. And I told y'all, even on her, let me see if she have any reviews. Let's see. Is there any reviews? Can you put a review up here? No. And the crazy part is on her, let me see, on her IG page. On the IG page, there are comments. You know what I wonder, y'all? I do wonder if the reason that Sheree has not put up anything on her She by Sheree IG page, okay? Because as we see, it's only one post still. She has 27,700 followers and one post. And the only post was what she put up on September 11th, okay, which was 2 weeks ago. That it was back, okay? 82 for the tees is too high. Why aren't any of the prices on your runway on the site? Did they reply? No, they did not. Not again. Still ain't working. The prices of these prices for these pieces are absolute. I don't know that word, honey. Girl, please. Oh, so nobody really. No, nobody wants. So everybody complaining about the prices, but nobody is saying I bought something. No one bought anything. The reason she probably did not post anything is because people can then come and comment negativity. But I'm like, you ain't posted nothing? Not nothing? Oh, poor she by Sheree. So that was the end of the season. I spent $70 on Final Fantasy keychains once. I never would. The sticker was $7. Look, I can't bring myself to buy anything from her because I just don't look. I don't want to say I don't believe in Sheree. I just feel like she's charging too much for not enough. I don't. And I don't waste my money. I tend to like to buy stuff that I'm going to actually use at some point, and I don't know where I would need a She by Sheree sticker. Like, where am I stick it? Like, Tracy, where are you going to put your She by Sheree sticker? On your car, on the fridge, I don't know, on a window. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm not doing that. But I am happy the season's over. I'm interested to see what happened next season. I do want to see who they're gonna have on next season. I no longer care about who sits next to Andy, but I do want to know, who on my go put the sticker on your Sheree bag. That is fucking hilarious. Okay. The spiral notebooks are $35. That's a lot. I feel like even the spiral notebooks, which are $35, are too plain. Like the notebooks I'm ordering has different stuff in it. So sometimes a design throughout the booklet can be more expensive. But I feel like that ain't what Sheree did. So I don't get why they're $35. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? Anyway, y'all, I am done here. I am about to go chill out for the rest of the day. I will be back tomorrow night at 9. We can discuss Rihanna Super Bowl stuff, We'll discuss a bit of Bishop robbery stuff. And I don't know what else is going on. Oh, we'll discuss Nia Long finding out about the cheating scandal. And all that. We'll do all that stuff tomorrow at 9 p.m. So if y'all have any gossip topics that y'all want us to discuss, you need to DM it to me or comment on the post I'm going to put on my communities tab. I think I'm going to do that tonight to see if there's anything else y'all want to discuss tomorrow. Okay. Other than that, I love you all. This was a great season. It was a good season. It's not great. It's not great. Not great. From 1 to 10, I would rate this full season of Housewives of Atlanta. I would give it a strong 6. I would give it a strong 6. Because it wasn't boring. I feel like if the reunion wasn't as boring as it was, I would have gave it a strong 7 or 8. For me, the reunion was a bunch of bullshit. The reunion was basically an apology stage for Marlo. And I don't like that. It got on my nerves. Okay. But I want y'all to be sure to like the video, to subscribe to my channel, to follow me on IG and Twitter at JayLeesCorner. Y'all know to share. Y'all know I will see y'all tomorrow at 9 p.m. Maybe 9:15-ish. You know what I'm saying? When I say 9 o'clock really mean between 9 and 9:30. You know, between 9. Okay, we got some 6s, a 5, a 4.5. Okay, I get it. I got 5. All right, I get all that. But yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow between 9 and 9:30 for some gossip stuff or whatever. And a good time. Because a good time is always had by all. I love you all. Good night. Sweet dreams. Be blessed and all of that. I gotta go. I love y'all. Peace out.